Hello YouTube, Cal Dallas Gamer here with another Soul Calibur 6 video, and it's been a while since I made Soul Calibur 6 video, but lately I've been thinking about this game, and then of course I've been playing this game. Um, I really hope that the developers or the studio that's in charge and has the ownership of Soul Calibur, they really make a good game. I really do want to see this game be revitalized. And of course, I'm not sure if you guys seen my YouTube channel, but lately I posted a video, just a music video of Ivy, and I'm hoping they make Soul Calibur 7 with Ivy still being awesome. That being said, I know this game got my channel in trouble because there's that Gunner question, and I had to mention it here because Soul Calibur, the series itself, without a doubt, it features beautiful women. That's something very obvious and it's been there for a very long time. My favorite character, Ivy, clearly she is a, to put it nicely, and I hope I don't get banned for saying this or get in trouble with YouTube saying this, but Ivy is a, what they consider a sex symbol in video games, especially in Soul Calibur series. And that's no secret because if you Google Ivy, the character, and if you look at what Wikipedia talks about her, without a doubt, she's a sex symbol in Soul Calibur, and I'm really hoping that they do not censor it. I repeat, they do not censor or tone down Ivy. More than anything, I wish they kind of embrace it and bring back the Soul Calibur 4 Ivy look, but with a little bit improvement, a little bit more improvement. I say that because I truly believe Soul Calibur 4 is what made Ivy explosively popular. She was popular before, especially around Soul Calibur 2, which the fans considered it to be the peak. But Soul Calibur 4, despite that's where it went downhill, and it got worse in Soul Calibur 5. Soul Calibur 4 is where Ivy, her popularity got exploded. And I'm gonna leave a video, I'll showcase a video here of one of my favorite YouTubers that made a Soul Calibur video talking about Soul Calibur 4. Not 4, 6, my bad. How it became so popular. So enjoy this video, guys, and I'll continue talking afterwards.
Just as shadows are cast where there is light, history hides away more than one truth.
6 years after the release of Soul Calibur 5, the longest gap between two mainline games, Soul Calibur 6 was introduced to the world. Using Unreal Engine 4, the game boasted graphics on a level even better than the current most popular 3D fight at the time, Tekken 7.
Ah, sister! Why are you here? Enough. Let's go back home.
Instead of carrying on from the lore introduced in Soul Calibur 5, Soul Calibur 6 acted as a reboot in the series, taking us back to the events between Soul Edge and the first Soul Calibur, which, after seeing how Soul Calibur 5 went down, was a great idea. A reason for the longer wait this time could have been because Bandai Namco were mostly against releasing another game for the series after Soul Calibur 5 completely failed in terms of sales. However, Soul Calibur 6 was championed by its new lead producer, Motohiro Okubo, a former Tekken 7 producer who strived to bring the franchise back to its former glory, along with the backing of current director and chief producer of the Tekken series, Katsuhiro Harada. Okubo even stated that the game's codename was Luxor, due to his and the rest of the team's intentions to bring the series back to the look and feel of the first Soul Calibur.
Battle 1. Fight!
I hoped this game would be the one to revitalize the series, taking advantage of the road Tekken 7 paved for 3D fighting games in this current generation. And after playing it when it finally released, I was happy to see the game was fun, and was the closest thing gameplay-wise to Soul Calibur 2, especially in terms of movement for me. Going back to this game after playing 4 and 5 recently for this video was like finally being let free to move around exactly how I liked without being weighed down. Outside of the regular online and versus modes, the game featured two story modes like many games in the past. One following your created character on an adventure through the world of Soul Calibur, getting stronger along the way, and the other for playing through the main storyline, mostly featuring the trio of Kilik, Changhua, and Maxi, who were standalone stories for every character on their journey surrounding the hunt for Soul Edge over several years. It brought back that RPG aspect that Soul Calibur 5 completely lacked.
Whatever we do, I think our paths will cross at some point.
These modes aren't crazy and didn't capture my attention long, but one thing that did was the game's character creation. It's very similar to what you can find in Soul Calibur 3, 4, and 5, but compared to current games like Tekken 7 at the time, it still boasted the best you could find in my opinion, and should be praised more for it. I didn't make too many custom characters myself though, since I had more fun creating new costumes for some of my favorite characters in the series. As usual, with the new game came new characters, and at launch the game introduced 3, Grow, Aswell, and a surprising but again very fitting guest character,
Geralt of Rivia.
from the Witcher series. Grow was a cool looking character to me in terms of his weapon style, but ultimately he seemed out of place with his design.
Show me what you got.
So with the game being well made on the technical side of things, and ticking most of the right boxes for fans of the series, what went wrong? Why are we not seeing anything to do with this game anymore? I believe this game was a victim of cruel coincidences, some being at no fault of its own. EVO is the largest fighting game tournament in the world, with the last one in the summer of 2023 hosting over 9,100 attendees, eager to compete and enjoy what is now also a convention. Soul Calibur 6 only managed to feature in one EVO as a main stage title since its release in 2018, that being just a few months after it released. It would have featured again in the 2020 EVO, as it was announced in the lineup for main stage games, but the current state of the world at the time didn't allow for things to return to normal. The pandemic caused the world to pause, and most people spent a long period of time at home. EVO never gave up on holding the tournament at this time, and proposed an online event instead, which was great for players but wasn't in Soul Calibur 6's favour, since the delay-based netcode the game was released with just wasn't reliable enough to play a large-scale tournament on, or even good enough for many players to be attracted to play on during lockdown. Going forward, things snowballed from there, seeing Soul Calibur 6 move down the pecking order in favour for newer games. Throughout this time, the game did still receive several new patches and very exciting characters throughout its season pass, like Tira, Amy, Cassandra, Hilda, Setsuka, and Huang, who hadn't been featured in the game for many years, as well as 2 amazing guest characters, Haomaru from Samurai Shodown and everyone's favourite, 2B, who is a beloved character among many video game fans, but was polarizing when it came to her balance in the game.
Initiating attack program.
We will continue to fight.
As an overall package for a fighting game, it wasn't the greatest, especially in comparison to titles before it in the series, but what it was to me was a massive step in the right direction.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little educational video about Soul Calibur 6 being the step of the right direction, and more importantly, it managed to gain success, and it was absolutely, in my opinion, successful, but there were some circumstances that hindered its success from getting even more popular. Now, I was watching a video about fighting games being a niche genre. I wish I could showcase that here, but I'll showcase it in another video. But the reason why I featured that video, and don't worry guys, I'll leave a link down in the description below to give credit to the creator. I'm not trying to steal his work, by the way. I'm just showcasing here because I want to basically show you guys, and hopefully you guys understand that Soul Calibur is a fighting game that has very high potential. Very high potential to get popular and to be successful, just like other fighting game genres, such as Street Fighters, Mortal Kombat, even Tekken. If you think about it, those 3 games, they're like the giants of fighting games. And I'm fully aware that fighting games itself, the genre itself, is kind of niche, but it still has its fan base. And a lot of fans, they just want to see the game itself be very good in its neat little details. And the reason why I was showing you that video about Soul Calibur 6 is because what I really like when Soul Calibur 6 was in development is that the creators, the people behind the video game, they had true intention to make a very good game. I repeat, true intention to make a very good game. Not just a fighting game, not just any fighting game, a good Soul Calibur game. In other words, they went back to their roots, try to figure out what made Soul Calibur good in the first place and what made Soul Calibur Soul Calibur. And when they finally finish and polish their video game, Soul Calibur 6, everything about Soul Calibur 6 was true to its roots. And that one made the game very popular. More importantly, they studied the mechanics, like what made the mechanics very popular, very enjoyable. Because again, in-game mechanics is something. It's basically one of those factors what makes the game fun. And they noticed that Soul Calibur 2, the second game, was a step up from the first game, and a lot of fans they consider that as peak Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur 4 had a lot of sexy costume, and of course guest characters. And Ivy, my queen, she had a sexy costume in Soul Calibur 4. And guess what? In Soul Calibur 6, they introduced Ivy. They did not tone her down. They made her costume a blend between Soul Calibur 1 because it's considered a reboot Soul Calibur 6, and it you could tell the costume was a little bit inspired by Soul Calibur 4 costume, but it's still its own costume, if you know what I mean. So yeah, they didn't tone down Ivy, and of course they brought fantastic guest character, which is Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher, and um, to be from the Opsala. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but still, they brought in good characters, and there were DLC characters, by the way. So yeah, consider that. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that I really hope if they make Soul Calibur 7, they do not forget the importance of making a video game, which is staying true to its roots. Because if they're gonna make Soul Calibur 7, then guess what? Gamers, they expect Soul Calibur. If you guys know what I mean. Like, for example, if I'm gonna play a Battlefield game, which by the way, Battlefield 6 came out as of me making this video, I expect to play a Battlefield game. Same thing with Call of Duty. If I play Call of Duty, I expect to play Call of Duty, not some ripoff from Fortnite, which by the way, that's why Call of Duty is going downhill because they're trying to emulate Fortnite, which is a different, completely other video game. In Battlefield 6, they attempted to do that with its Battle Royale mode, but they got a lot of community backlash against it. So I'm not sure if they're actually going to bring Battle Royale for Battlefield 6, but again, stay tuned for that. But for Soul Calibur, if they're going to make Soul Calibur 7, I expect to see Soul Calibur 7. And of course, I expect to see the core roots character, like the core character of Soul Calibur, in the game. That includes my Queen Ivy. And of course, I honestly do not want to see them nerf my Ivy's beauty, her sexiness. I know I sound like a gooner saying that, but what I'm trying to say here is that I want to see her still sexy and a little bit embrace that sexuality. Why? Because I just want a good video game, and I want to see a video game not scared of politics, not scared of, you know, doing something wrong. They'll definitely do something right as long as stay true to its core identity, if that makes sense. So again, if I want to play a Soul Calibur game, I expect to play a Soul Calibur game. And that's all I'm asking for the next sequel, Soul Calibur 7. I think what's gonna help a lot if they make Soul Calibur 7 is make a very good tutorial mode. Very good. Because like I said, fighting games, they're very niche. If they want to introduce new players, new fans to the franchise, especially Soul Calibur franchise, my opinion, they need to introduce a very fantastic good tutorial game mode. And the tutorial game mode should have like some kind of reward system to reward players for doing well in tutorial and learning the move sets and skill sets. So guys, I'm gonna end it here and I'm gonna stop talking, but thank you for listening. Caldas Gamer over and out.